Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you very much for joining me for today's tutorial. So today we're going to be making the Witch's Hat gift box die set. Now this one is a whole ton of fun. Literally it's going to be so much fun to make this and give away. This will make a great centre for the table. If you have one of those table scapes, it's going to look perfect. You can even glue this onto like a hairband even and make yourself a little hair accessory. And it's also a gift box. So let's open this up. Here we go. And you can fit a whole ton of treats in there as well. There's so much fun you can have with this, and you even get the star trellis for this as well. So that is just a very simple hat there. And here we have a lovely hat made by Vicky. She's from the design team. She's done a wonderful job here. She's even added some faux purple leaves on there and some distressed lace. And I think this is like bandage sort of material where it's just been shredded up a little bit. And again, it's a gift box, so cool. And she has used the spider web paper from the 12 by 12 Happy Haunting paper pack. So there is a bit of die cutting with this one. So this is definitely an afternoon project, or a Sunday afternoon, or a couple of evenings. So choose all the things that you want to do all your die cutting and then assembly. So I'm going to show you today the easiest way to have this assembled, and the easiest way is to use red tape. Red tape will be your friend for this one. If you want to add extra glue, you can do, but with all of these areas at the top here, glue may not be your friend in holding everything together. So I'm going to be using red tape for this tutorial. So let's jump straight in. Here is the die set. You get 9 dies. You get the main die, you get the star trellis, you get everything you need. This is the base there for the inside part, and here are the dies. Quite sizable if you think that that's the packaging. You get all of these dies in there, and you get these big circles here. This is the star trellis. We have this bit here. This is going to be for the strap, and let's go straight to the cutting guide. So I've got all of my bits and bobs already cut out. Now I'm going to be using black today because we have some colourful hats already made, but I would like to add some silver polish, some gilding polish to that, to kind of get a distressed sort of oldsy sort of hat. I don't want it to be looking perfect, I want it to look old. And I'm also going to add a hint of orange, but again I'm going to tone these down with some distressed oxide black soot, just to bring that colour back a little bit instead of being so bright. Okay, so you need to cut 8 of those for the strap. You're going to need a buckle. I think I'm going to go for silver. Haven't die cut that out yet. And this here, this is what's going to create the top of the hat, the lid. And then you also have a mat there as well. I'm not going to be using that today. So you need to die cut 8 of those. So I've got those already there, and I've prepared them as well with some red tape, so it's going to be really easy to pop together. And I'll explain as well the option for this bottom tab as well. So there's an option there that you can go for. Now for the base for the inside of the box, this part here. Okay, so we have the hexagon for the base of that, and just die cut one of those, and then we have the side piece here. This is the die. You need to die cut 8 of those, and again I've prepared these already. So on these 8 I've put red tape on the side flaps, and then if we turn these over on the other side, we have a bit of tape there, because I'll be adding these underneath just to get a really nice finish on the bottom, because this bottom part is going to be glued onto our base. Okay, so I have here 2 black pieces. Don't call me mad. You will see them. I'm going to distress the edges of these and maybe pop a couple of tears in, add a bit of the silver, and that is going to be quite nicely distressed as well. I may even add some bits of cotton wool. I've not decided yet on whether I'm going to do that or not. We're just going to see how this turns out, because I'm going to be making this from scratch. So I've made most of my decisions, and then that leaves me a little bit of space to get creative at the end. So let's get this little hat together. So let's start off with a pokey tool. Where's the pokey tool? I'll use this one. There we go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the backings off these, and then I'm going to glue them all together. And I did say I was going to say about this tab at the bottom. Okay, so if you wanted to make a witch hat that's not a box, we have these tabs at the bottom there that you can glue to the base of your hat base. Basically, you'd basically just stick it on like that, and it will have the tabs on the bottom there for you to pop that on. And then you have a witch's hat that's not a gift box, and again you can pop that on a hairband. You can use it as accessories, but if you want to make this into a box, all you have to do is just trim these off. So I wanted to have the option of these on where you trim them off, rather than having an extra die that you have to glue on. If you see what I mean, it's easier just to trim it off than it is to spend that extra time gluing things on, because gluing things on and all that extra die cutting does add time to making your project. So yeah, it's a lot easier just to be able to just trim it off instead. Okay, that's all done now. You can literally just use that as a box. You can make a volcano from that if you wanted to. Loads of different options there. Right, let's get this all put together now. But before we do that, I want to do some distressing. So I have a tool here. This is the Tim Holtz distressing edger tool thing. I don't know what the proper name is, but I'm just going to go around here and just distress just the edge here. So you can see it's fluffing it up nicely. You can use the edge of the scissors, but using one of these tools is a much safer way. Well, there's tiny little blades in there, but they're protected. You can't really, you know, get your finger in there or do some damage. So I'm just going to go round on these circles, distressing the edges. Now this one is the inner one, this is the outer one, this is the inner one. Goodness knows how I'm going to be taking all of these to create and craft on the train. So I'm still making all of my samples as I film all of these, so I'm just praying that everything arrives nice and neatly and not bent or squashed. I usually do okay anyway, so I usually do okay. Right, so again, I'm just going to just gently crease this. If you like the clean and simple look, go for something like this. If you like a little bit more of a mixed media look or a little bit more distressing, level it up a bit, you know, absolutely go to town. Now if you want to join my Facebook group Paper Crafting with Helen Griffin, you can do. I'd love to see all of your makes there. I love to see all of your photos, I really do. There's a lovely bunch of people over there as well. Oops, that's super friendly. Right, so I'm going to be moving over to this metallic gilding polish. Never used this before, so you're seeing how I get on with it this time. This looks really quite gooey actually, it's quite wet. So I'm just going to dab this in. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of a test. It's not really soaking up. Oh, there we go. And I believe we just pop this back in the top. Not that you can see what I'm doing. You can just pop this back in the top there once you're done. Okay. Let's see, I just want to just add a little bit of distressing just around there. Some of you will be absolute experts at this sort of thing, but it's been a very long time since I've played with messy things like this, because most of my time is spent on Simply Made Crafts, which, all in honesty, I don't really do this sort of thing with it, so it's just every now and then a die set will come along that I would like to experiment with. So maybe I should do a little bit more creative things with it. Okay, so that's my first one. Looks a right mess, doesn't it? But it's drying really fast. So, oh no, you're thinking, what is she doing? What is she doing? I'm distressing. I'm making it into a really old witch's hat. So I'm just going to tear the corners, make it look a little bit moth-eaten along the sides. And again, you can just add a bit more here. You don't have to use this sponge if you want a different effect. I'm sure there are other things that you can use as well. There we are. Right, so we're going to pop that on there, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of extra silver just on the edge here where I've distressed. I don't really want to go too far in. Just to get those edges done. There we go, that's going to create a bit of a base now for our next layer. There we go. Okay, let's get that glued down. Where'd I put my glue? It's behind the witch's hat, I couldn't see it. Okay, let's get this down. I'm not going to glue all of these bits that are lifted up. There we go, pop that down. This looks a little bit like an ashtray actually. Child of the 80s there. You know those little tin ones that you get in the pubs, the disposable ones. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on with this one. So we're going to pop that on there. I don't think I'm going to add much silver to this. I'm just going to go up the edges just ever so slightly. Again, I think this comes in different colours as well. You can get gold. Silver is probably a very, very, not harsh colour, but a vibrant colour to use against the black. There we go. I'm just going to distress the top as well. Why not? Again, I'm impressed with how fast this does dry. As long as you don't do hugely thick layers on there, thin layers, seem to be drying quite nicely. I will probably have a practice on this on a scrap piece of black paper to see what effects I can get with this. Like if I drag that down slightly to get a more of a brushed effect. Okay, so now I'm ready to get that one glued down. This is sort of reminding me of my top hat set when I made that steampunk top hat. It's reminding me an awful lot of that die set. Now the top hat die set is still in stock, but the steampunk die set has gone. Okay, I think I can get my hand in there, give that a good press. If your hand is too big, put the ruler in. Okay, this is going to look awesome, I think, with some added cotton wool, I would say. Right, let's pop this over the top. There we go. Right, this is going to need a little bit of a silvering up now, so let's do exactly the same what we've just done. Okay, so here is my finished witch's hat. I may add something here to dangle on there. I need a little bit of time to think about what I'm going to do next on that one, but make sure you're tuned into the Create and Craft shows and the CraftStash live shows, where you'll be able to see what I do to this witch's hat. So this is a lovely little gift box. I hope you enjoyed that one. My fingers are a little bit messy, but that's to be expected. So I really enjoyed making that one. I used the Halloween Haunting from the Happy Haunting Sentiments die set. It comes with all of these dies as well, so you can trim out your stamps, so there's no fussy cutting there. That's excellent. I love stuff like that, so makes it super nice and easy. Okay, so everything that I've used today is listed down below. Let's get all the witches' hats back in here for the final party. Here we go, here's Vicky's hat too. So again, everything that I've used is listed down below. Don't forget to check out Vicky's channel. I will link hers in the description box as well. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and I'll see you again soon.